So, Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. Interesting. Looks like it's taking shape at Paramount. I think this is one of those movies which... I don't know if there's a huge desire for it, because that G.I. Joe film wasn't great. That Snake Eyes one, yeah. Not awesome. Not great. And there's also some sort of fluctuation on Paramount and their sort of reluctance to call Transformers Rise of the Beast a reboot. It's pretty much a reboot, but they just don't want to call it that. And then you've also still got the director coming around and stating things which seemingly confirm it's a reboot. Talking about, this for instance, I wanted to see a different Optimus Prime. I wanted to see a Prime that doesn't quite understand humans, doesn't understand Earth, and only cares about Cybertron and his people. So it's kind of like an immigrant story. I mean, that's not the Optimus Prime that we know anyway from the previous movies. And then the other thing which was just odd, which you're looking at and you're going, well, then surely this is still a reboot then? I introduced Unicron. The last Bayformers movie, Unicron was Earth. Like, the planet Earth was Unicron. I was dying for Unicron to show up in a live-action movie. Kind of already had. And to be honest, I'll put it out there, I want him to be across the next 2 or 3 films. A really huge major villain. I feel like we spent a lot of time on Earth. And it'd be interesting to see what else is out there. There are different Transformers and different planets. And we just need the right vehicle. Ha ha ha, pun. And the right team to really do it. I feel like this was the foundation of that. Of something really special. Look, Rise of the Beast looks to clean up the box office. And rightfully so. But they really should just call it a reboot. Because that's what it is. But anyway, back to this. Are you interested in this now, knowing that this may still not be a reboot, but probably is a reboot? A Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie. To me, not bothered by this, remotely, in fact. But let's take a look at this article. A fairly reliable source, not 100% track record, but fairly reliable. So the next installment of the Transformers franchise, Rise of the Beast, rolls out into theatres on June 8th. Bumblebee served as a solid reboot for the series after Michael Bay's divisive efforts. It's basically a prequel, but kind of not. Again, it was a reboot, but it kind of wasn't, because then they're so reluctant to call it a bloody reboot. I don't understand. But this chapter promises to combine the best of both takes in order to deliver what Paramount no doubt hopes will be the first of a new slate of titles. And the excitement is definitely there for Rise of the Beast. It is. But will that cross over to a crossover movie? I don't know. However, the studio may be about to take the property in an unexpected direction. So again, my time to shine H over on Twitter is fairly reliable. Not 100% track record. So preface this with that. It's not 100% track record. But you can take it that there's obviously discussions happening, right? That's what I would suggest is happening here. And my time to shine H basically shared crossover artwork. So this was what was shared. It's happening. G.I. Joe Transformers. Obviously it's a comic. Image Comics. But it looks... sure, it's happening. Well, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether this is something to... Again, don't take it to the bank. We don't know whether this is legit or not. But a fairly good track record. Again, Snake Eyes was a huge flop. And the other G.I. Joe movies failed as well. Like, no one really liked them. So I'm really surprised that they're just going to go, crossover, why not? Surely you're just muddying the waters of something. Again, you're looking at this Transformers Rise of the Beast. You're going to muddy the waters of a property that you've just resurrected from the ashes. Because make no mistake, those last Bayformers movies were doing atrocious. I think they rounded out like a $400 million down by comparison to what they were taking. I mean, they were like billion-dollar movies. And the last one, I think, did just abysmal numbers. So you resurrected it with Bumblebee, a movie most people really enjoyed. You've got everyone excited for Rise of the Beasts. And then Paramount are like, you know what's great? Let's use this excitement to reboot, although they'll probably never call it a reboot, the G.I. Joe property as well. That just says to me that they have the rights and they're just trying to keep a hold of them, I would imagine. I just, what a weird decision. You've just resurrected the Transformers franchise and instantly you're going to muddy it. Dumb. Like, genuinely, that's quite dumb. That's a dumb business move. Paramount do some very strange things here and there. And I think this is one of those ones where I can't justify it. In my head, I can't justify why you would take that risk. Those movies did terribly. They did really, really bad. And this article is like, well, with that in mind, you know, throwing these characters into an adventure alongside Optimus Prime is arguably the best way to bring that struggling property to a place where it can find box office success. Yes and no, but it will also bring down, or has the potential to bring down, the Transformers property, which you've only just brought back to life. Very odd. Very odd. And this is the other thing as well. Where is this going to fit in Paramount's larger plans for Transformers? Because there's an animated prequel with Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson. Transformers 1, right? That's slated for a September 13th, 2024 release. So where's these G.I. Joe characters? Where are they going to go? And how would they work in a live action crossover? Again, Snake Eyes did terribly. It was a huge bomb. It looked garbage. So did the others as well. How are you going to get people on board for this? Weird. Odd choice. Odd choice. And the responses aren't even particularly great, you know? You know, some people are liking it. I would get excited, but found the latest incarnations of both IPs to be overly dark. So, yeah, no. I thought they'd lose both lose just enough money in sequels to come back to this. Yeah. Bizarre. Bizarre. But anyway, what do you guys think? I think it's a really dumb move from a business perspective. But you excited for this or the potential for this? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Be good to have you here more often. Cheers, guys. Take care.